Hello and welcome to CeBIT Studio. We will now talk about the ICT industry from a European perspective, and I'm very happy to have two special guests here with me. I'm glad to welcome Mrs. Katrina Berbenni-Rehm. She is CEO at PROMIS at Service in Luxembourg, and she is specialized in knowledge-intensive services, knowledge structure and transfer, e-learning, e-business, collaborative working environments, and so on and so on. To keep it short, she is a real expert here in our discussion. Welcome. And I'm also happy to have you here, Mr. Blot-Lefrere, a guest from France. He is the chairman of TrustSeed, so an expert in security solutions, and he holds a PhD in economy, cybernetic, and tax law. Good to have you here. Thank you for coming. Mr. Blot-Lefrere, let's start with the topic of knowledge. With focus on the European framework, how do you estimate the demands for the take-up of IT knowledge, especially from a perspective from business environment?
For business environment, I suppose also for job creation. Well, the GDP in Europe is huge. It's 15,000 billion euro, and we expect that we can create 2% more of job creation in the next years, because there is an opportunity to upgrade all the security tools from the SME's perspective. I mean, we have the opportunity to switch all the application offline to the cloud. And for that, we need to improve the security of the IT. And we have also the opportunity to follow the European Commission, who is at the moment preparing a very important regulation to improve the e-services. It's 50% of the growth in Europe and 58% of the employees. And if the regulation is accepted, it will be possible to create with this regulation a new trusted party and a lot of business around that. And the third reason to improve the IT, it's to create a new data center and to improve the to take the opportunity also to come back to create jobs in Europe instead of delocalization very far away, because if we want to be compliant and to apply the new ISO standards, we'll have to educate the engineer and to have good skilled people.
Good skilled people is a good aspect. Mrs. Berbenni-Rehm, employees must be given somehow a medium which allows them to consume knowledge, to spread knowledge, and so on. Do you agree or disagree?
Would you allow me to take up what he was saying? Because
of course.
I think there is...
When you answer my question afterwards.
Yeah, I will answer your question as well. I think you said two very important things. A huge number combined with the fact that we will have a lot of digital jobs. The question is how? How do we reach this? I follow you in the security, the need, and so on. I think here we come back to your question. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge is the kernel. And the question is how to value the knowledge, institutional, individual, and those yours, and yours, and so on, in a way that we come up to an ecosystem which, in my opinion, is made by knowledge producer and knowledge consumers. The knowledge producers are the institutions, the European Commission, the ministries, the universities. Their mission is to produce, generate knowledge. The question is for whom? For whom? For those who have paid taxes and they have given also the money to generate this knowledge. So if we are able now to have an instrument, and then we go to the instrument, to have an instrument that allows knowledge producer, generators, and knowledge consumers to meet each other, the one giving the knowledge, the other one using the knowledge exactly where it is needed, then we have solved the issue and the problem. And here we come then to the way how, which is educate. But I don't know if this answers your question.
Yeah, it does. So thank you. Mr. Blot-Lefrere, from your perspective as a security provider, what are your ideas to create employment in Europe?
Well, you know, if you switch from the standalone application to the cloud, you have to upgrade the security. And for this, you have to educate engineers, and you have to do the re-engineering of all the process. And you have to guarantee the citizens, the employees, the corporates, the SMEs, that what they will do in a virtual private office, it will be secured, they will protect their privacy, and they can commute their document and their IP and not only their own money, but all their assets and liabilities. How can you guarantee that? Actually, we have no solutions. So the European Commission is actually preparing the regulation to improve the electronic services, the e-services. And for this, we have to create new software. And the market of the software, it's for the 31st corporate company, it's $250 billion. The position of Europe is 14%. The position of the United States is 74%. If we have a good vision, if we invest in the security, because the European engineers are probably the best, because all the trusted parties are based in Luxembourg or in Belgium or in Germany, some of them, you know. Most of them are in Europe. So we have the skilled people to do that and to deliver that. We can create a new generation of trusted third party, what we say TSP, trust service provider. And this market is a market where we have the opportunity to double this percentage of 14 and to get 28% and to recover part of the employment which are actually delocalized very far away, because we need sworn employees and we have to educate specific engineers. We have not this resource today, so we have to invest. And this is the creation of 2% of increase of the employment of today.
Mrs. Berbenni-Rehm, on the European level, there are several initiatives. One is the Grand Coalition for Digital Jobs. What is this initiative, and how can organizations and companies participate?
Yeah, I was tempted to answer to another issue, but we will get back to this. The IPRs, we will address the IPR issues, so we do not forget. Grand Coalition for Digital Jobs. So we are in a big crisis, and the Commission, of course, asked themselves, what can we do to solve the problem or to find the solution to this problem, which is really quite a big one. And for the first time, to my knowledge, 4 commissioners met. They decided to join forces, so DG Connect, which is the ICT, DG Enterprise, DG Culture and Education, and DG Employment, yeah? And they started an action, a big action, how to address this problem and how to find the solution. And we met each other last year and trying to discuss, and the outcome, not trying, discussing and finding solutions, as always, yeah? And Commissioner Nelly Cruz at the end said, I want in 2 years the take-up of the digital agenda. I want also that we realize it. And then she asked in the audience, and I want you to make pledges. So I want everybody becoming involved. And I like this very much because there is nothing but taking actions that helps really then to be also pragmatic. And there, the pledges are simply, you know, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do this. Yeah? And we, with our company and with PROMIS, we said our pledge is called We Promise, and our pledge is dealing with education, how to support the creation of digital jobs via the utilizing PROMIS as the framework with the possibility to structure knowledge, and this is the instrument for the mentors, for those who have a lot of knowledge, who have 25 years of experience and maybe they are at home, they do not have work and jobs, yeah, and for managers, for scientists and so on. And this instrument goes then online and is at disposal of the mentees. They are those who are interested in this type of knowledge, ICT knowledge and so on. The good part of all this is the fact that they meet into a platform. They speak their own language because it is the multilingualism. By the way, PROMIS has been funded, we said it last year as well, has been funded by the European Commission. So there are solutions in Europe, and these solutions need to be taken up and to be used, to be supported. Here, mentors, knowledge producers, mentees, knowledge consumers, they meet and they talk and they learn. And here we are doing this with the European Centre for Women and Technologies, who is representing 131 organizations in 20 countries in Europe. So the bulk of knowledge available is very, very big. The question is, how can we then take it, structure it, and share it together? Just as an example.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Blot-Lefrere, there are, really a lot of differences in the level of employment and unemployment across the EU. Do you see any chances to balance that out?
Yes. It's possible, but we need to have the vision and the energy to change the situation. If you compare Europe to the other countries and the United States, you will see that we are really in advance to design, to build the new technology, to secure the cloud computing. This is absolutely certain. But we are in advance, but we are very late. I mean, the learning curve is in front of us. We have to secure the ID. It's not done. We have to secure and to provide to the SMEs to provide legal signature online. It doesn't exist. What are doing the people? What are doing the package software? Because everything is provided by the package software. If these people are not convinced that they have to invest to secure ID, to secure signature online, to secure the evidence value of your document. The evidence value of the document, the people doesn't do what is it. When I say correspondent banking, you know what is it, because your money, you are sure, is in your account. When you say correspondent document, it's your asset, you transfer asset. Are you sure that the documents are transferred? No. No, you have no guarantee. So the European Commission proposed today the directive NIS to introduce into the IT and the package software providers the obligation to apply risk management, like banks. It will change definitively the situation because they will have to deliver. They will have to provide result, you see? And the consequence of that, the cost of document management, which are around 4% of the turnover today, they will be reduced under 1%. the risk for the SMEs will be reduced of 70%. It's not my figures. It's the figures of Pricewaterhouse, of Deloitte, all the consulting company. And the SMEs will have the ability to be interoperable, which is not the case, because the application today between the service provider, they are not interoperable. You lose a lot of time to interconnect all the applications together. So we are in front of a huge paradigm. And this market, we had the responsibility in the DG Connect through the CEDIC, the single scooping, the single identity community, the responsibility to think about the digital economy. In the digital economy, we are convinced now we have a new market of 60 billion euro by year, compared to the 250 billion I said before. It's 20% of growth, you see? So everything is there, but the people have to be decided to invest in security, and security is not a cost, it's a profit center. It's what Alan Greenspan told to me in 1989. He told me, Monsieur Blot-Lefrere, the BAL 1 will not be successful. Why? It's because the bank consider that security is a cost. When they will change their mind and consider that security is a profit center and they can earn a lot of money, everything will be changed and the people will be secured. You see. So now we are in front of this learning curve, and so what can we do?
I found the link to the IPRs.
Yes.
We started with knowledge.
Yes.
With the structuring and sharing knowledge. So
Yes.
if people give us their knowledge, we need to guarantee, first of all, to protect their own intellectual properties.
Yes.
It's
an asset.
This is the key, because
Asset.
otherwise none of us would give it unless it has not a lot of value. The second topic that I like in what you said is, can we be able also to secure the knowledge provided by the knowledge producer in a way that it is packaged as an asset? We would have it in PROMIS, we have it with the pyramid and so on, and make it so secure that it responds to the compliance requirement that you are addressing to your documents or to our documents. Can we do this?
Yes, of course.
Because then if we have this, then there is a real
Yes.
paradigm change.
Just a comment. The figures. The cost of the document management commuting, which is not an asset, you just read an image like a PDF. The cost is 1,000 billion euro in Europe. It can be reduced to 300 billion euro. And you know what is the figure of the fraud? 1,000 billion euro of frauds. That is cost expensive. Total 4% of the turnover of the SMEs is losing.
And for me, the question is, how can SME take up or take the advantage of all what we are saying in a way that they understand it, what it is, that it is easy for them. And let me say something. We don't have a lot of time left. I think besides the fact that all what we have done has been supported by public money and by the European Commission, now the Commission is supporting clouding SMEs, which is really, in my opinion, a very important strategic action of DigiConnect, the Digital Agenda Futurium, where with PROMIS as a background framework, we offer interactive services, all the knowledge, security, legal, economic, cost-benefit analysis tools for free to all European SMEs in order to really help them understanding, because only with understanding and with educating we can then rely on their take-up, right? This is where I think there is a lot of opportunities also to create jobs in the innovation.
You've mentioned it, we're running out of time,
Yeah.
so 20 minutes are not much. I thank you very much for your insight, and I would like to thank you for watching. Stay tuned and goodbye. Thank you.